What's up, guys? It's Trey Piff, and I'm here with my sales manager, Jaiden. And this video is technically just going to go over my journey, a little bit of his journey, and why it's important to have the right circle, the right team, and being on the right offer is important in high-ticket sales. So I'll give the mic to Jaiden, and he'll explain kind of his journey and go from there.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? As he just kind of said, I'm a sales manager for the offer that we're currently managing, doing around 150 to 175K a month currently. And obviously Brando's our top guy, right? He's our top sales rep across the agency, and it's not by any coincidence, right? Obviously he outworks everybody. He's always up, looking to grind. Now, the biggest thing for my journey and just like how I was able to get into this position, I started off as a setter around a year ago, and then from setting, it took me on to some pretty amazing offers, about the best offers in the space by far. And shortly after that, I moved over to being a hybrid for another pretty big guy. Like, most of the offers that I ever was when I was a sales rep were on people that had over 1 million followers. Next thing, I moved to another offer. So this was a freelance brand scaling offer I was on, and then another drop shipping offer, and then another trading offer. And this is a pretty big guy as well. My very first day on that offer, we did 176K, and we ended up doing 1 million in around like 3 weeks. And I was a hybrid on that as well. Now, as far as me shifting into a manager position, I was able to shift into a manager's position because of the knowledge that I have around sales. I've been on lots of teams with pretty amazing growth operators. So with me having that background knowledge, it just gave me the upper edge rather than just being a typical sales rep. So when I saw the opportunity for the current agency that we're both on, I took it, and I was able to level up these guys. Before even hopping on these, they had a problem with show up rate, close rate, just being able to scale to the next level. Now I've implemented a lot of my SOPs in terms of framework, in terms of KPIs, in terms of daily trainings, things like that, because I knew that was going to allow people to get to the next level. But I mean, yeah, that's in terms of my journey so far.
And to kind of break down kind of my journey and how I actually got here, so kind of around the February, March area, I got into high ticket sales. I did my research, looked into this, and I started off as a DM setter. DM setter, strictly just sending messages and closing them on text messages. And I knew that I wasn't gonna scale that way. Just texting wasn't gonna actually get me to, the 15 to 20K marks every month. So I got into Dallas setting. I hopped on this offer that Jaiden was managing, and I had no experience with Dallas setting. I literally didn't know how to talk to anybody. I didn't know how to handle objections, any of that. And why this video is talking about to have the right team around you is because Jaiden was exactly that. Jaiden was the sales manager, had somebody else as a growth operator. Those people helped me learn this skill and actually guided me in the right direction in order to actually see results. My first few months, I was able to actually reach my 5K month, and that was within 2 months because Jaiden was training me. We were hopping on calls 2-3 times a day and making sure that I knew what I needed to do. And not only that, Jaiden literally trained me to be a closer as well, and that's how I got to the 10 to 15K mark. So all these things are important in making sure that you have the right team, and I'll have Jaiden explain why that's super important.
The thing that I like about sales is, especially high ticket sales, when you're on a big team that's having an influx of leads, it's almost like a basketball team. Me and Brando both came from the sports background, specifically basketball. So a lot of you guys relating to this that have watched any sort of sports or have been a part of any sports, it's almost like having an all-star team, right? You want to make sure you have good guys at each and every single position to make sure that you guys are performing at the highest ability possible. And that only happens when you have the right pieces. You need a dialed setter to make sure that he's booking dialed appointments to the closer. You need a dialed closer so when the good appointments are coming, he's not holding and he's actually able to close them. You need a valid full cycle rep so all of the backlog can not be missed and just can be constantly getting closed, right? And it's important to have a solid team, because if you don't have a solid team in place, and if even one of those pieces are off, your whole operation can be at risk, specifically setters. Because setters are the first initial touch point on leads, you want the best reps on those, like the best setters to be hitting the best leads, because that's going to allow your conversion rate to be significantly higher and your cash collection to be significantly higher as well. Because I've seen it time and time again, if you implement a bad setter, a setter who doesn't follow KPIs, SOPs, doesn't know exactly what they are doing, it can cause your closer to 1, not want to take deals, 2, fumble a lot of deals, 3, not even trust what the setter is doing anymore. So it can compromise your whole entire agency just from one tiny mistake, and that is the setter. So making sure that you have somebody who is valid in the setting process, and when I say valid, this means they understand SOPs, KPIs, how to actually follow a framework, how to pre-handle, how to identity frame at the end of the call. At the same time, make sure that it's all coming together like a natural system, not making it feel wonky, not making it feel like they don't know what they're doing. So that's like what I've seen and why it's important to have a solid team around you. It's being able to scale.
Percent. And that's why I feel, for my experience, actually having the right sales manager, having the right team around you is, I've seen progress really fast. I learned skills really easily, and Jaiden was that guy to where if he trained you, you knew that you would get better after that call. So that's why you got to have the right team around you, making sure that you could get that progress to that next level that you want within a short amount of time. Because at the end of the day, you want to reach the goals that you want. And I mean, so Jaiden, for your experiences, I'm pretty sure that you've seen a lot of people with bad sales managers or bad growth operators. Like, how do you think you can avoid that, and why do you think that's a problem in this space?
I have a list of questions that I would go through before even hopping onto a team to make sure. One, is the lead flow actually there for me to be able to hit $5,000, $10,000 a month? Yes. Okay, what sort of systems do they have? Do they actually have a CRM? Yes. Boom, we're good. Okay, 3, how often are the meetings? If you're not talking to your team on a regular basis, how can you possibly know what's going on, and how can you possibly scale? Right? So having these lists of questions to confirm that, 1, these numbers that they're saying, the OTE is legit, but then 2, is there an actual plan to scale? I want to be a part of a business that wants to scale, that wants to grind, that is going to give me the opportunity to grow and actually become maybe from setter to closer, or setter to hybrid, right? And actually being able to foresee the future is what I really look for.
That's really wrapping it up. And if you guys like this video, you guys like the information that we're talking about, if you have any other questions, comment down below, but don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, just Jaiden Sales on Instagram, Trey Piff on Instagram. Let us know if you have any questions, but appreciate you, Jaiden, for hopping on, and I'll see you guys in the next video.